Okay, you guys, what is up? King. This one, honestly, you guys, this episode is very simple. It really is. So, this review is going to be, I'm not joking, I'm not going to procrastinate, I'm not going to ramble for like 15 minutes. No, that's not going to happen, okay? Because this episode, honest to God, is very simple, and I'm also really tired. So, we're going to make it quick, and then I'll call it a day. So, okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece episode 633 review. Now, of course, the link to the episode is going to be in the description box down below on One Piece Official, and also in the description box down below is a link to patreon.com where you can be a supporter of moi, where you have a chance. Once we actually get enough people going in this, you have a chance to win a PlayStation 4 for being the first gift I give out to my patrons, okay? So you must be a patron in order to actually have a chance of winning this PlayStation 4. And I recommend you do it. Why? Because you level up. You go from a Charmeleon to a Charizard, alright? Like, if Lugia had an evolved form, you'd be that evolved form, okay? I mean, like, after, you know, no, let me not get into it because Pokemon's a whole new league, and I promise I wasn't gonna ramble. Basically, you go down there, and I promise I'll give you a Thunderstone, and you will transform from a Pikachu, from a shitty fucking Pikachu, to a damn Raichu. You'll be epic, okay? So, level up, patreon.com, go. Now, that being said, the episode is very simple. Sanji had like a few minutes, like not even a few minutes, it was like a few seconds with him and Violet, and they're going about the city. And I mean, I don't know what they're doing because their position hasn't changed, right? When it comes to them specifically, there was no change in position. They're still going about doing like the same thing that they were doing last episode, pretty much. And we get to see like a bird's eye view because, you know, Sanji, he really likes holding hands. I mean, it's unfortunate because you would think that he would use a certain part of his body and he would perform a certain function, but no, he doesn't do that, right? Holding hands is A-okay, because, you know, Oda likes it real soft, right? Oda is a big fan of softcore porn. You can clearly tell by the way he works things out in the story. It's not even funny, but whatever. I guess it's easier on the mind. I don't know, alright? I stopped watching softcore porn when I was 4 or something, like, whatever, bro. But the thing here is this. We get to see a bird's eye view, and we see the Colosseum area, and then we see the surrounding city. The Colosseum is actually very, very big. Like, that bird's eye view is actually a very good, like, it shows you just how big the Colosseum is in comparison to the surrounding city. It's massive. So it gives you a good idea as to how, you know, at least the coastal area is structured. Now, because we don't know how big Dressrosa is, like, in full. Like, we know that there's Dressrosa, then there's some really, like, long bridge, then, like, there's Greenbed, according to the map that Law's crewmates drew, Beppo and the others. But then we go over to the Colosseum area. There's a little bit of Franky, too, where Franky, he's pretty much doing, like, some interrogation-style stuff with the toy soldier, trying to find out more about the country and the factory. So that was simple, and again, no real progress in the story when it comes to those two, Sanji and Franky. And we don't get to see Zoro or Law or any of the others. But the main bit here is Luffy, okay? So number one, Luffy. The coolest part, the best part, in my personal opinion, was when he takes the one guy. When he takes out Mr. Spartan over here, he's like, yeah, Spartan, yeah, I hate this kind of joke, yeah, dun, 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 and then Luffy just punks him. Luffy straight up punks him. He grabs his arm. End of game. And he's like, yo, nice to meet you. And I'm like, bro. I mean, because it's simple. And the dude, he's pretty much like fodder. He's not like a, you know, like a what, he's whatever, okay? Like, this is a guy who'd be like a threat in like the East Blue, okay? Maybe, alright? I mean, Don Krieg would fucking, oh, absolutely. So, I mean, even though it's a new world, they're still fodder, okay? I mean, like, New World mid-tiers are okay. New World mid-tiers, they can take out Pacifista in groups. So, because we saw during the Whitebeard War. But, regardless, Luffy, he's been through, like, 2 years of training. And he trained with a year and a half for, you know, underneath Dark King Rayleigh. Alright? Male Rayleigh. Yeah, so trash, pretty much. And he just spins around, throws him on the ground like, yo, and that was it. Easy. Real easy. And then we get to see, like, a bunch of people watching Luffy. There was some girl who has, you know, like, the iconic Itra Oda design for females. The hourglass figure and, like, the huge rack. When it comes to the hourglass figure, someone did mention that Violet does have the most balanced body when it comes to the hourglass shape, and I agree. I fully, because not only is the rack large, but the rear is large too, so it balances out. It's not like she's Nami where it's just like huge titties and like you think that like her back would snap. The fact that her back hasn't given way is amazing. It's phenomenal. We get to see a few names, okay? First name that's very important, I think, is the actual statue that Luffy, because this statue seems to have like a certain aura around it, right? And the statue, Krios or Cryos, whatever you want to call it, that statue I think has more importance to the story, because it does seem to have like a certain aura. And there was, you know, something to do with possible crew members, but I won't say any more than that. So, but the statue I think is very important about this famous gladiator, Cryos, something like that. That's number one. Number two, Kelly Funk and Bobby Funk, the Funk brothers, and they're assassins. And like, you would never think that like these two are assassins. They look like straight up street boxers. Like, and Kelly Funk over here, little bro, like it's pretty much Vegeta and Nappa, right? That's the way it is, okay? Then there's some other dudes from another kingdom, Prudence, and there's this dude named Dagama. He has no neck, alright? His neck is non-existent, which is funny because last night's stream, it was all about the neck. But this guy, he has no neck whatsoever. And freaking, and his king is behind him, Elizabalo II. And this dude, and I'm like, yo, he's straight up shadow boxing right behind his boy, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But there are a lot of strange cats. Then, of course, we got to see the guys from Kano Kuni. And I'm telling you right now, anime guys, keep an eye out on Kano Kuni, alright? Especially the leader. The guy with like the 12 on his eyebrow, above his eyebrow, Don Shinjiao, oh my god. I mean, just a sprinkle of a spoiler. No, it's not, relax. It's not a big deal, chill, relax, alright? All I'm gonna say is this, okay? Shinjiao, he raises the bar. You're like, what the fuck, dude? And it was with one fucking, like, it was one move, man. And you're like, bro, like, no, that's disgusting. But he rose the bar, like, astronomically. And you're like, bro. I mean, so it kind of brings validity to what was said about Whitebeard. So let me leave it at that. Alright? And I'll get into it once he actually does it. Fucking crazy. And then there is shit, dude. There is, of course, there is Cavendish, okay? Mr. Pretty Boy. And we've seen the Pretty Boy character type so many times. We've seen it. And he's no different. But all the girls around him kind of fan passed out like, oh my god, he's so pretty. Kawaii. And like, I don't know, whatever, fuck it. The thing here is that you could say that it's a form of hockey because it's kind of similar to like Boa Hancock, where Boa Hancock, like, she was so magnificent in her beauty, wherein which, like, all the girls, everyone who saw her, girls and guys, they would just like, you know, like, oh my god, well, Hancock, like, they would actually, like, their hearts would waver, and they would be very obedient. I mean, there were a few exceptions, like Luffy and, you know, so on and so forth. And that one guy, Momonga, he could fight her power because of the pain thing. But Cavendish is more like Boa Hancock, but a tad bit less because of the fact that guys... Well, no, there was one guy who fell for Cavendish, but he was clearly homosexual. There's no doubt about it. Because you see him for like a split second. He's wearing like these weird, you know, really like short, like spandex. You're like, yeah, he's homosexual. Was that biased? Yeah, absolutely, but I don't really care. And the thing about it is that the girls are only being the girls are mainly affected by Cavendish's presence. So you can say with some confidence that it is maybe a form of Hao, but then again, at the same time, there is also weight on the other side, where in which you're like, but it's not like every fucking person. So it kind of goes both ways. It does, and that's it. So Lucy's gonna go in there, and he's gonna do his thing. And Block A is taking place right now. So that's it. So I'll see you guys later. The episode rating overall, the animation I thought was good at that one point where Luffy takes out that one guy. That was it. But after that, the episode of animation was overall just okay. It wasn't nothing too spectacular. So the animation was okay. And the only progression of story that we made was with Luffy. And Sanji, Franky, very minimal. So overall rating for this episode, I'm going to give it okay. Okay. So I will see you guys later. King Lightning. Be sure to, of course, the whole introduction of characters was also pretty cool too. But at the same time, their relevance is not that big yet. We have the guy, he's mentioning like all these guys. Bellamy, for example. We already knew that Bellamy's in, but now we see Bellamy like he's actually like full on in. Has a scar on his face like, right here, so like that was new. And then he mentions some guy called Bartolomeo, which we'll see in the future. But yeah, episode rating overall is okay. Peace. Have a nice day.